Welcome. In this edition of Yojana, we would talk about India's period of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is the AKAM, a flagship initiative of Government of India for the 75 years of India's independence. Under this, there are 5 issues which would be dealt with, which is the freedom struggle, where the history of the unsung heroes of India would be delivered. Nearly 8,858 unsung heroes have been discussed. Ideas at 75, actions, resolution and achievements in 75 years of independence have to be taken into consideration. Cultural mapping of nearly 6.5 lakh villages have been done. A digital district repository would be built. Har Ghar Tiranga initiative has been started. Then Jan Bhagidari, that is people's participation, unity in creativity, where competitions would be held, Kalanjali events would be held, with Vitasta, which is the influence of Kashmiri culture on India, Dhara, which is the ancient scientific knowledge in the field of medicine, mathematics, astronomy to be discussed. The major events which include Janjati Khel Mahotsav, Madhavpur Khed Festival, Swadeshi Scientist Series, Veer Bal Divas, the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, 150th birth anniversary of Aurobindo Ghosh, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, 125th birth anniversary, the 200th birth anniversary of Dayanand Saraswati. Those are some of the important things. Now, these scholars, these philosophers are again important as there could be a direct question asked on them. Campaign 2.0 talks about 9 new themes under the second phase of AKAM, and these deal with women and children, tribal empowerment, water, lifestyle for environment, health and wellness, inclusive development, Atmanirbhar Bharat, cultural pride and unity. Then the holistic well-being, a system for comprehensive care, physical, mental and spiritual is important. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhin, Sarve Santu Niramaya is the idea. And then we have PM Abhim, which is the Pradhan Mantri Ayush Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission that talks about providing building to buildingless, so far buildingless sub-health care centers. Then talking about urban health and wellness centers, various units for integrated public health laboratories, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission to be released. Again, then there have to be various schemes for Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana, friendly healthy clinics, mental health clinics, immunization under mission under Dhanush, MHS scheme. Then we have Health as Wealth, Telemanas scheme, which talks about mental health. TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, which talks about tuberculosis free India, eliminating TB by 2025, under the Nishkay 2.0 scheme. Human resource for health, where we have nearly 1.07 lakh undergraduate medical graduates so far. The number is, the colleges are set to increase 67%, the seats increasing 93% and postgraduate seats increasing 105%. That means overall number of doctors in the coming years would be very high. Nearly 157 new nursing colleges would be established. And then we talk about another aspect of our culture, which is cinema. The biggest landmark in India's history was the Bengali film Pather Panchali, and then the same film, the same director Satyajit Roy's film, which actually was focusing on the aspect of talking about Aparajito, that is a sequel of Pather Panchali. It again won the 11 Golden Lion and Critics Award. Similarly, we have Ek Din Ratre of Amit Mitra, which talked about, which won the Crystal Globe Grand Prix Award. We had another film talking about and winning the extraordinary prize for jury for music. Another winning at jury at Berlin. So there have been a list of movies and the Academy Awards being provided to Elephant Whispers recently, which is considered as one of the best documentaries in short film category. So there, India has a good history of short films, documentaries and animation. So this whole section on cinema, you can have the handouts in the exam race current affairs section, it would be available. Now talking about some other important ideas. what is the strength and the vision for the industry. Now, the manufacturing sector has led to jobs for nearly 60 to 70 million people, and there have been capitalization of global supply chain, which has seen the sustainability of the future manufacturing is important. We have seen that there have been gainful employment, and the launch of the national single window scheme has been seen. Growth has been seen in the field of electronics, chemical, textile, auto, solar modules, battery and pharma. PM Gati Shakti and national logistics are two important schemes which have brought in boom. For digitization, 5G rollout for Industry 4.0, which focuses on automation, focuses on connected warehouses, maintenance, logistics, quality management and asset monitoring. Also, strengthening the infrastructure is an important aspect. Under this, the industrial corridor development, PM Gati Shakti and national logistics policy are important ones. We are also talking about accessible quality education for the 17th century onward, from moving from Industry 1.0 to Industry 4.0, talking about overhead projectors, LCDs, laptops, MOOC courses, online courses, ICT, that is education through information technology. Under the new education policy, we are also talking about channels through PM eVidya, direct to home TV channels, ICT tools for teaching and learning. We are also focusing on AR, VR technology, machine learning, extended reality, animation, chatbots, NCTE, which talks about online teacher pupil registration management system. It is a certificate issued by NCTE and the registration fee for which has been waived off. India's ranking for the higher education has been important. First rank to IIT Madras, then IISc Bangalore, IIT Delhi, Bombay and Kanpur as the next one in line. Then we have PM Shri. Now PM Shri are the schools for rising India. They would showcase a component of new education policy 2020 with every school as a green school, including ideas of character building, moral values, lifestyle, green system, ideas towards patriotism, nation building, self-disclosure in online school quality assessment frameworks. And then we have foundational literacy idea to be imparted across as per the new education 2020 policy. Anywhere, everywhere and anytime digital learning to be promoted through Swayam courses, and the credit would be given to the university section. Sweet revolution for honey has been brought. Now this is a low investment, high skilled task where overall good returns have been seen. There are few honeybee species. The main harvest has been seen for mellifera in north and eastern areas, and then the agroclimatic conditions and the horticulture conditions have to be taken into account. There are other products besides honey, for example bee wax, royal jelly, propolis and pollens that are taken into account. Apiculture is good because it requires less amount of land and less amount of water, and also has a low carbon footprint. There are nearly 10,000 beekeepers and honey societies, and nearly 16 lakh honeybee colonies are registered. They are mainly in the south, northeast, Indo-Gangetic regions and the northern regions. In India, it started technically in the Travancore area and in Mysore initially. Then in the modern times, it moved towards the Himachal Pradesh area. And there have been honeybee collection even from wild bees, which is nowadays done. There is a national bee board, which is part of the national central sector scheme, with 100% funding being given by Government of India, and promotion of this beekeeping has been done under the Honey Mission of WIC and the related schemes. So there are three components: Mini Mission 1, 2 and 3. One talks about improving the crops through pollination, 2 talks about infrastructure, 3 talks about research and technology. The benefits of honey are numerous, which includes weight management, natural energy drink, memory booster, healing wounds, reducing sinus, reducing dandruff, reducing problems related to cough. The next is IoT applications. Now for honeybee itself or honey production, Internet of Things have been used, the various indigenous technologies have been used, and a super chamber has been created which produces 70 to 80 kg of honey from a single hive. However, without this we can do only 10 to 15 kg of honey. So definitely with IoT technology this has improved, and it has been able to meet 4 of the sustainable goals, which is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and biodiversity. India has been presiding on G20, the details of which we have also covered in this month's Kurukshetra again. The idea is our motto should become let's trade among friends and not let's trade and become friends. So it's not because of the trade we should become friends, but we would be trading between the friends itself. There would be a national public infrastructure which would be digital, innovation and entrepreneurship, climate justice and affordable healthcare. The next is the sports and nation binding. Now India has the best over Olympics in Tokyo in 2020. We have won 7 medals in the history in athletics, and this was the first in the history of India itself. We have numerous champions in different fields, for example Nikhat Zareen for boxing and so on. Now India is again one of the major manufacturers in Asia for the sports good, the third largest manufacturer. We have actually been the second largest producer of bicycle in the world, third largest sport goods in Asia, and 60% of the sport goods are produced in India are exported, which generates employment to 5 lakh people. The sports good market has grown from 4 billion approximately to $6.6 billion, which is a significant figure. India itself has brought infrastructural facilities for sports through Khelo India centers for excellence, play fields being geotagged, projects being completed, and now bidding for the Olympics 2036. We are also focusing on introduction of historical reforms through the structural reforms of 1991. So India's economy in historical perspective is really important. We have seen the recent 2 important aspects: the open network for digital commerce, which talks about e-commerce platform, and an account aggregator framework which brings in accessible credit for small businesses. The implementation of the banks have been important through the public sector banks, and the merger of the public sector bank is again important. There have been new reforms, for example reforms for GST, unified GST, tax policy reforms, exemption of sovereign wealth funds, removing the dividend distribution tax and abolishing retrospective tax. Under the Atal Innovation Mission, we have the ATL Labs and Mentor India, which is a program through which mentors of change have been brought in, and they are actually guiding students through the ATL Labs established across India. So under the AIM mission, we have established the Atal Tinkering Labs, incubation centers, innovation centers, New India Challenge and Mentors of Change are some of the aspects for it. RISE is a scheme for Atal Research and Innovation for Small Enterprise, which focuses on MSMEs and the research for the same. The Atal New India Challenge talks about innovation for various sectors. We have Atal Community Innovation Center, which focuses of innovation in the unserved areas in India. Agriculture, the development during the 5-year plans have been important. It was a time when India was importing from United States under the severe reduction of the food, and that was to save millions of Indians from hunger under the PL 480 scheme. Famine 1975 is one of the famous books by William and Paul Paddock, which has been written talking about the extreme famine conditions in India. Then we took on to the path of transformation with Dr. Borlaug's idea through which green revolution was brought. High yielding variety of seeds, disease resistant and fast growing seeds were brought into action. And then we have been focusing on the advancement not only for agriculture but the basic agriculture like the wheat, paddy, rice, but also for horticulture, sugarcane production, and then a spectrum of revolution started. After green revolution, it was white revolution under Operation Flood. We talked about import of milk. We have been focusing on plant health prevention through various platforms. Pest management is one of the important aspects that we have focused on. And then ENAM, which is one of the national portal through which trade or dealings could be done, and this digital portal would allow the farmers to sell outside their state, outside their boundaries, and get a good return for the crops that they have grown. So this was one of the summaries that we have covered for Yojana this time. We would be covering Yojana, Kurukshetra and Down to Earth on a regular basis, monthly and fortnightly for Down to Earth. So stay tuned for updates, and the handouts for the same are available at Examre's current affairs sections. Don't miss those. Wish you very good luck. Follow the links below for description.